All right, the president arriving on Air Force One just moments ago. He's on his way to Hanoi, Vietnam. He's going to be sitting down for the second time, a little bit more than 8 months, with the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. He has about a 2-hour train ride to get over there. You know, Vietnam is a thriving economy right now, and Kim Jong-un wants to repeat the success there with, you know, what could potentially happen in North Korea. Let's get a sense of all of this with Don Peebles, the national real estate developer, big Democratic fundraiser and donor, a very astute read of all things political and economic. Don, this trip for the president, combined with the progress that appears to be being made with the Chinese, those could be powerful 1-2 combos, couldn't they?
Yes. I mean, I think the president has made some significant strides economically. If you look at the issues with him, it's only politically his personal style.
Right.
And every time he makes any kind of slip personally, then the media to the left is on him. I think that's his biggest challenge. But if you just looked at his policies and how they're affecting our economy, I mean, it's hard to find fault with it.
All right. Now, the market that looked like it was heading into bear market territory, and then some as recently as December, has recouped most of those losses. The Dow's up about 16% just since that time, very close to maybe getting back to an old-time high from back in September. What's going on?
I think things are settling down. I think there was a lot of money being taken off the table at the end of the year and some uncertainty. And the Fed was running up interest rates. I think that scared a lot of people and a lot of investors. And but I think now things have stabilized. The Fed's calming down on rate increases. And I thought the president, I thought people went at him incorrectly. I thought that him criticizing the Fed by being too aggressive on interest rate increases was a good thing because it made them stop and pause a little bit.
Turns out he might have been right.
He was right.
Whatever people think of Donald Trump, he might have been right on that because they did dial it back. Having said that, I know you're a Democrat in your DNA here, so you're looking at a very crowded field. And I know you are very concerned about fairness and someone who can come forward to the Democratic Party who emerges, you know, beyond reproach and all of that. I know you were concerned the way the party treated Bernie Sanders when he was running against Hillary Clinton. Who do you like this go around?
Well, I think Joe Biden would be the best candidate for the Democrats. I think if Joe Biden got into the race, said he's going to do it for one term, and pick a running mate, say like Kamala Harris, give her an opportunity to learn what it's like to be close to a CEO position.
But say ahead of time, like a James Polk here, I'm going to make it just one term.
Yes, absolutely.
And stick to that.
Yes, and stick to it. I mean, that'll solve his age issue, because I think the biggest criticism to the vice president is his age.
He's 76, right?
Yes, but the Democrats need a moderate Democrat to slow this movement down to the left, or they're going to lose a lot of people in the party, including me. I mean, how many of us are going to say we want to raise money and contribute money to getting our taxes jacked up? I know some business people go out here with these optics of saying, hey, our taxes are too low. But if they want to pay more in taxes, they can easily write a nice check to Uncle Sam. You know, they're just...
But, you know, your party is kind of getting to the point where who's ever the most left wins. Well, it's Alexandria, you know, Ocasio-Cortez or whatever, that this wave is what gets the attention. And that's where the passion is of the party. Now, to your point, that might not resonate in a general election. So what happens? I would think in the end, Democrats would rather win than state a case for higher taxes. But what? What do you think?
I mean, that far left movement gets a lot of attention. And it's engaging, especially in some of these congressional races, because turnout is so low. Voters are so dissatisfied.
But 32 of the 40 seats the Democrats gained were from moderates.
Yeah, because,
so,
I mean, they're low turnouts.
Right.
I mean, the voters are turning out in lower numbers. They're not engaged. So I'm not sure that that's a winning strategy. By the way, and there's so many of them to the left now, I think that ultimately the standout is going to be the more responsible one. And if you look at Harris, she's trying to carve that space out as much as possible without offending the left, because the party's becoming a group of panderers now. I mean, if you look at all the candidates, they're empathetic panderers.
So if Joe Biden were not to enter the race, would she have the edge right now, or is it hard to say? It's
hard to say. I mean, there'll be probably 15 of them, just like with the Republicans. It was 17 of them all lined up to run against Hillary Clinton because they felt whoever won the Republican nomination had a good shot at her.
Right.
And now it's the opposite of that. And I'm not sure that, you know, voters are going to say we're going to go with Elizabeth Warren over Trump in a good economy.
But you're a moderate Democrat, and I'm just wondering whether the business leaders you talk to are Democrat. Are they worried about this? Are they thinking we could be grabbing defeat for the jaws of victory here because the way our party early on, it's still early, is going?
Yes, and it's gotten worse. I mean, I've gotten so many calls from friends who are CEOs and entrepreneurs, especially since Amazon walked away from New York City.
Incredible.
And saying that we've got to put an end to this because this has got to stop, because it's going to destroy the party and it's going to destroy, say, New York City, and and it puts the country at risk. So the Democrats will run the risk of losing a strong fundraising and business base if they keep turning left like this.
Don, good seeing you. The national real estate developer, also Democratic fundraiser, donor. A lot of people stuck up to him in the party.